It's all about being humble, to want to love others. It's all about giving. That's what we're here for. Andromeda 7 Portal.
Hey everybody, welcome to Andromeda 7 Portal. Everybody say hello.
Hello.
Hello. Everybody with you.
That's awesome.
Hello.
All right, I'm Crystal McArthur, and we have a beautiful show set up for you guys tonight. I want to thank you for coming into the chat. And we have Brenda, Milky's mom, and she has a special thought that she'd like to share with you before we get started with our show. So go ahead, Brenda.
Hey everyone, I hope everyone's having a good evening, and I hope everyone's ready for Christmas. I just have a thought that I want to leave with everyone tonight, and I'm going to read it to you, and then I'll talk to you all later. The thought for tonight is, just as there are diamonds, gold, and oil inside the earth, there is a priceless treasure inside of you. You are valuable beyond measures, and there is greatness inside of you. You don't have to chase it. You already have it. You just have to do the work. So bring it out and shine. So there you go.
Beautiful.
Yes.
That was great.
Never let anyone or anything dull your shine. Thank you, Brenda. That was beautiful.
You're welcome. Thank you, honey. And I love all of you.
Love you too, Brenda.
Y'all have a good night.
Brenda.
You too.
Bye.
Bye-bye, Brenda.
So much love. Oh, I love that. Thank you so much. And we have an awesome show tonight. We're going to be talking about the Crystal Grid with Kelleen Cross and how that connection with her Crystalline Netwotk will be working with the Great Conjunction. And she'll be explaining that along with Nick Gruel. Hi, Nick.
Hey, how's it going?
Hi, Karen.
Hi, Crystal.
And Dalibor Rabbit is joining us tonight for the first time. Hi, Dalibor.
Hi, everyone.
All right, so let me just introduce everyone on the panel. Let's say hi to Miss Trina Phoenix.
Hi, everyone. Glad to be here. Thank you for being part of this. We love you.
You look so pretty. Oh, my goodness. And let's say hi to Theresa D'Anton.
Hey everyone, good to see you all. Hi Audrey. Audrey's in the chat for the first time.
Oh, hey Audrey, thanks for coming by to the show.
Yes.
Hi, Audrey.
And say hi to Laurie, who's driving the bus.
Hi guys, good to be with you. Thanks for joining us. Much love.
And David Berry.
Brother David.
Good to see you. Nice to see everybody.
I didn't forget you. Yes.
Thank you, Crystal.
I love you so much. All right, so we have some things we're going to go over with Karen right now. We're just going to give you kind of a recap, and I'll have her explain things a little bit more for you. So the recap for everyone joining the chat, in case this is your first time coming by, so we'll give a review of that. So Karen, what is the Crystalline Grid Activation Project?
Oh, my goodness. The project started quite a few years ago for myself, actually about 30 years, with the initial collection of all the crystals that I collected by, quite a few amounts, and was given instruction at that time to create a crystalline grid of the natural crystals that I took out of the hydrothermal pockets to create a network of people to hold positions for the future instead of the man-made AI artificial network that's being put in place at the time of a certain point in the future where the crystal grid at one point when all the crystals were put into position around the world would be activated and the crystal grid would become into energy. And that particular date is the Great Conjunction coming up on December 21st, 2020. And it matches with the prophecies and out of the Australia with the original peoples there and about their dream world, and creating the song lines and creating the new world and the new change into the Aquarius, and creating the new consciousness that we're moving into. And the prophecy states that they gather, and it's actually on the Great Conjunction as well on December 21st. And at that point during the prophecy, the grid, which they're aware of, and I'll get into it, it's on the Crystal Network, and the crystals are put in place, are being held. And when it's activated and they dream, the Crystal Network we put into place is activated, and it goes from Australia, where they're holding our south point from the Crystal Network, and 150 million year old protocardial extinct heart that was sent over on Passover, which was a specific date to Auntie and one of the elders to hold for this date. And it starts in Australia, goes to the crystals that we sent as the group to New Zealand, and then goes to Hawaii, and it's held in Hawaii, over to North America, goes to every state in North America, into Canada, over to Europe, and we've got all of Europe covered, Kingdom of Saudi, we have North Korea. The crystals are in position now all over the world and ready to go.
North Korea? Oh my goodness, that's incredible.
And every place in Europe, Denmark, Norway, Netherlands, everywhere, Germany, France, the crystals are positioned everywhere. And I have to thank Nick, of course, for helping. Mr. Nick is part of the Crystal Network and for ages, and holds a large portion of the collection and sends them out when I need, and just has been part of my support and my right-hand guy. So to help in the last year.
I'm here for whatever. You know that.
Yeah. And to help put the network into place. And David too has helped as well. So, and many other people in the network. So.
Yeah, I'm sure you have a lot of people that you could mention that are involved with this, some in front and some behind the scenes and things. So it's been an incredible project for a very long time. So it's just such a pleasure to have you come on and have everyone, you know, that's joining along on this journey to come and share that with people. Because I think it's a very exciting time. It's a very topsy-turvy time, but I think we're in, I mean, a lot of gloom and doom is going on, but I think that we can focus on the profound, awesome, beautiful changes that we are about to witness, each and every one of us, on a personal level and on a collective level as well. So have you had any new experiences?
Oh dear, yeah, it's actually interesting. You always come across direct experience, and yeah, it's quite the story that kind of is a good analogy for what is happening. So while I was in the last, I guess, 3 weeks, while I was up in my little cabin in the Yukon in the snowbank, as everybody knows, and I'm right up by the Arctic Circle, you know, getting up there in Dawson City. I met an old timer up there who was a friend to my next door neighbor who I met, and he had me ask for a reading, a card reading, which was quite extensive that I did, which was so accurate, and that he was asking a lot of questions at the time about things that were going on with him that he didn't quite understand. But the cards were so accurate about the changes and about the activation on December 21st, and it was in his reading for that date. But the most amazing thing about that happened was he came 3 or 4 more times, and believe it or not, it was to do with his past lives. And at this time, what he found out is that he was having overlapping fractal experiences of himself and memories of past lives that he was experiencing all at once. And he was trying to make heads or tails of it. So when he came to see me, each time he would go into a trance state with me with a breath thing and pull me into a past life regression back exactly to that spot in time. And we were right there. And what he was experiencing was 4 different times in his life where he experienced war. For example, it would be, say, he was during the Civil War, World War II, Pearl Harbor. And I lived those experiences with him during the 4 regressions, and he was crying. There were horrendous experiences, all overlapping. And what's happening is with the veil getting thinner and the great grand conjunction, it's opening the dimensions and are overlapping and access to all of our, I think, our fractals of ourselves that we are experiencing. And what this man, James, was experiencing at this time was all those overlapping lives, because the veil's getting so thin and we have access to that. So what I did, and you're going to be so amazed about the time clock of astrology and about this great conjunction and why it's so important, how it works, is that when I looked at the astrology behind war and these experiences of these events, believe it or not, we'll take Pearl Harbor, for example, because everything's done like clockwork with the planetary setup. And believe it or not, when he was re-experiencing, say, the Pearl Harbor experience, it was exactly 80 years to the date within 2 weeks ago about that, the same planetary setup for the exact bombing of Pearl Harbor. And the planets were exact with your Mars opposite Pluto, and all wars, as you know, and events are like clockwork and started time factor wise always the same setups, right, with certain planetary positions. And so when I looked into his experiences, these planetary alignments with this grand conjunction are opening up all of these, and all of these experiences were overlapping into merging into his kind of one life now. Is what, and the setups were all there for each of the war positions. So
whoa. So Nick, would you like share some of your experiences related to this?
Well, me and Karen, we've kind of shared dreams, quite a few. Brian Lunsford as well.
What?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like, literally, we wake up the next day and I would text Brian and say something, and then he would say something that led up to that in the dream, and then of course Karen would chime in with something else that we all were coherent about.
That is like, we must seriously be connected in, you know, the ethereal, and it just translates into the physical. And what about you, Dalibor? What's been some of your experiences?
Mute.
We can't hear you. Uh-oh, he muted.
Oh,
There you go.
I was muted. Yeah, I'm aware of 3 past lives that I've had. I've been regressed by a professional therapist in Czech Republic, and all 3 have taken place in Eastern Europe. Because as you may or may not know, I was born in Czechoslovakia in 1968, and in one of my incarnations, I was a casino owner in Bosnia, and one of the unusual things that I remember was, as a child, I was saying like all these nonsense words, and later on with Google, I found out that a lot of them were like Bosnian accounting terms or business terms, things like shareholders, and also the artwork that I would make as a child was resembled stock certificates and things of that nature. In one of my other incarnations, I was an assistant. I worked in the office for Kerensky, who was Minister of the Interior of post-revolutionary Russia under Lenin. And because in that lifetime I was a dedicated communist, I paid I paid a karmic price for that in this incarnation, because my family suffered greatly under communism. When I was born in 1968 and the Soviet Union invaded, which was 3 weeks before I was born. So it was like karmic payback for that life, which is also one of the reasons why I'm a staunch anti-communist in this life.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes total sense. Trina, have you had any experiences of your like past life timelines collapsing in?
Okay, there it goes. Yeah, I've had a few different past life regressions, and it was funny when they were talking about seeing each other in dreams. Ultraviolet contacted me this week, and it was so funny because she said, I saw you in my dreams and we were saving kids. And it was so funny because I don't remember seeing her, but I remember the saving kid part. So I was like, that is so amazing. So yeah, I think we are seeing each other in our dreams a lot, and we may just not have a lot of memory of it, but I definitely know it's happening. It's happening probably to a lot of us. And yeah, the past lives, gosh, there's just, when you start to look at the past lives, you start to unlock them. And I've unlocked about 4 pretty decent ones. So, and then I've also have multi-dimensional experiences on top of past life experiences.
Oh, yeah, this is definitely a multifaceted experience. Theresa, would you like to share any of your experiences with that?
Well, I've had a few what I would call like day visions, not dreams when I'm sleeping, but actual daydreaming type visions where I'm just out with nature, taking a walk with Ruby, or I'm out camping or whatever I'm doing. I'm just in nature. It's usually that's when it happens. And I just tune in and I'm thinking, how beautiful things are, or I'm thinking, I'm having such a relaxing time and it's so peaceful and I love it here. And then all of a sudden the scenery changes in front of me. It'll be a mist, like a fogging in and out. And I'll be standing at a different lake in a different time in a different country. And it'll be during Egyptian times or Roman times, or for all I know, it's Atlantean times, and I'll see other people and I'll interact with other people and I'll recognize them as some of you. Even though they don't look like you, I know the vibe. And I know I'm talking to someone. The first time it ever happened, it was Michelle and another friend of ours from another chat room that most of you don't know. And I immediately said, oh my gosh, it's my brother and my sister. And there was another person always in the background further away, but it was another brother or another sister. Until recently, I didn't know who it was. Now I do. She's sitting up there on the top. Her name's Laurie. But I have seen in other courts, I was at Thomas Jefferson's estate in Virginia this time last year. And you know how it gets really foggy in the mountains in the mornings. And this mist, and we're all just taking a tour, walking around the estate. And I was waiting for my friend to come back from the bus. And I'm looking over this rolling hill, which was just all mist and fog. And when it pulled apart, it revealed 3 or 4 people, and they gave me a message. And they were dressed in like a white, like almost like a toga type robe, And they had jewelry on. I mean, I can tell you the details of these people. I won't do it here now, but they were talking to me like, telling me that I had a purpose here, and then there's something I'm supposed to be doing, and it's not my time yet to come through the veil. So and I'm like, they're a different time period. They were not from now, So I've seen myself and I've interacted with people from different timelines, and that's just during the day, walking around, not even sleeping at night. And I've had dreams too, but that was freaky because it's like I stepped into another world for a few seconds and then it all faded away.
Oh, I definitely know how that feels. And Lucky Stone in the chat says he doesn't have issues with past life. He has issues with parallel running lives, the parallel timelines. So I found that comment very interesting. And Laurie, I know you've had some of these experiences as well.
Well, to be completely honest with you, most of what I know about my past lives is through my guide, who has access to the Akashic records. So I don't have the recall like you guys do, which is fascinating to me. I know a lot about some recent lives that I've had, which I was my father's father, mostly within the little soul tribe that we're traveling with. So yeah, to me, this is really fascinating because I don't have the recall like you guys do. So I have to trust in my guide that I'm getting the right information.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had dreams I was having dreams a little bit while back when I was just getting to meet Brian and everyone in the chat, that these huge energetic waves were coming in and all of y'all were embedded and tucked into this huge, massive tidal wave of energetic energy. And it's starting to all click and make sense now. And the other night I had a dream I was in this like old marketplace with these old, you know, like older women, like these elders, and they were the Indian women, so they were wearing saris, and they were about to make bread, and they were showing me the stone equipment thing that how we were going to make bread, and then boom, I woke up. So that's all I remember from that. So it's all, yeah.
Me.
I can
That's
definitely,
incredible.
yeah, it's all coming together, I think, for a lot of us, and I don't know if it's necessarily collapsing the timelines or healing the timelines. I'm still trying to figure that out for myself. So I just wanted to give a shout out to everyone in the chat room. We want to thank you guys for choosing to click on the video and come with us tonight. Michelle Cannon Free, Barry Chad,
Hi, Michelle.
Audrey. Thank you, Audrey.
Hi, Audrey.
David Castle's in the house.
Hi, David. Say hi to Rufus.
David,
Marsha Price. Hey, Marsha.
did you see who dropped in? Did you
Yeah,
see who dropped in
Rocky.
earlier? Rocky
Rocky.
Suchy, the meatball.
The meatball.
He came and joined us.
Yeah, I can't believe it. That's so awesome. And Ann Allen's in the chat tonight. Thank you so much.
Hi,
and
Tina.
Nina's in the house.
Hi, Nina.
I love you guys so much, and we appreciate the support. We really do. And we hope you guys benefit from our shows, and you glean information, or and just enjoy each other's company. You know, even if we could just get together, and especially in the time, that crazy weird time we're in, that we could feel a sense of community and closeness and togetherness with all this crazy whatever's going on, however you want to, you know, see that. And Christy Schaefer just showed up.
Hey, Crystal.
Hi, Christy.
Yeah.
Rocky Stucci says his wife Lisa has
Mhm.
seen his doppelganger 4 or 5 times, always in their
Mhm.
home during a full moon.
Yes, I've had people say they've seen me
Sorry.
in multiple places at different times. I've run into people saying they've absolutely seen me. So I wonder if there's multiple me's running on this timeline.
Yeah,
I heard that too about me. Somebody said they saw me in high school multiple times, but I never got to see her. Yeah.
Wow.
That is absolutely like what we are all having very similar experiences with time.
Yeah.
And the perception of ourselves and others, and then this is just like my mind's blown right now, honestly.
I was in an amusement park. I think it was Nashville, Tennessee, Grand Ole Opry amusement park, and my sister was there with her husband Richard, and we were having a good old time. And there was a guy standing slightly up on the hill, you know, waiting outside of the Opry House. And she goes, "What is Frank doing here?" Now Frank's my brother, right? And I said, "What?" She goes, "Frank, what's Frank doing here?" And I'm like, "He's not." And she's like, "Yeah, he is. He's right there." I'm like, "Oh my God, there he is." We walked up to within inches of this guy. He turned around. He looked at us. We thought we were talking to our brother, and it wasn't our brother. It was a complete person we didn't even know. He was real friendly. He had his mannerisms, his gait, his stand, everything. But he wasn't our brother, but we didn't know until we were like, 2 or 3 feet away from him.
Until it got awkward.
And then he just freaking disappeared. So it's like, what? Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That is absolutely mind blowing. What if you ran into your actual self? What would you do?
I don't know. I wish Brian Lunsford were here because he has.
Yeah, he did. He did mention that he has met himself. Like, what? I mean, that would just shatter my perception of what reality is. So, so let's get on with let's get a little bit deeper into what Karen and Dalibor and Nick have been doing over the years. And so I wanted to ask you in particular, Karen, how are we activating the grid?
How we're activating it? Well, that's quite simple. We're activating the grid by all holding our energetic positions. And, you know, most people have the crystals that we sent out by the thousands over the last 3 years. And if they don't have one that I sent, you know, people have their own crystals that we can connect in, because the energy's, you know, pretty well the same with your intent and energy. Then you can just connect into the grid with whatever crystals you have as well. And so we're activating it just by intent and by being there in our consciousness, and by the act and the act of all the people around the world that on the 21st are going to be creating the new world and the new frequency and our new energetic setup for the next years. Because keep in mind, part of the smaller cycle of the great conjunction of Jupiter and Saturn that's here is a 20-year cycle. And December 21st, this sets up for the next 20-year cycle, right? And as a smaller one. But there's other alignments within this great conjunction as well that hasn't happened for many, many years, you know. But the 20-year one right there is to set up the next 20-year cycle. And so it's very important how, like, energetically for ourselves, what kind of balance, what we feel, what we think, what we believe at this point on the 21st, because it's like opening up a safe that's been locked for all these years, sometimes hundreds of years. And all of a sudden we're on one side of the safe, and the dial's turning and it's clicking, 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 and all of a sudden it's aligned and that safe is blown open, and all of a sudden we have access to all the gold and treasure on the other side that we haven't had access to. And this is what's happening. And so the alignment on the 21st is going to blow open and the veil's thin. And I think our lives and fractals of ourselves, there's going to be an overlapping of ourselves and what we remember and what we have access to within all the closer dimensions or energy frequencies at that time. And I think the whole thing about it that's important, that people feel the split in reality or the new world, or the, you know, the two different things between the spiritual life and, say, the technocracy and the different ways we can go, is I think at that point, and I'm just putting this out to the panel, but I think at this point we have an opportunity to align with the best, highest fractal or whatever energy of the self that you're portraying at that time, and what energy you're in. And that's the point of what you're going to create for the next 20 years or the next fixed cycle of the energetic pattern for yourself on the 21st. So that's why everybody's talking about preparing yourself, aligning yourself, be in the right mind, be balanced, be, you know, everything to do with that energetically. And that's where you're going to be able to pick which self you want to be in, or what fractal you want to portray of yourself at that moment, and pick the highest, grandest version of yourself. We have that all possibility. I'm throwing this out. I think this is what happens on the 21st, and why the veil's thin and the doors are thrown open and the alignment. We're going to have access to different versions of ourselves. And again, I'll tie that back to the old timer, that's what he was feeling. Energetically, and his age and his dreams and his lives, he was feeling the overlapping of all of those coming together and converging on the 21st. And then I think we get to pick. I'm just throwing that out.
Wow.
Yeah,
That'd be overwhelming.
basically be careful what you wish for, and be careful how you're showing up in your life a little bit, you know.
I think the key here is awareness. That once you become aware that that's an important date, you know to conduct yourself accordingly, that that's going to have bearing on the next 20 years or whatever era or cycle that comes next. It's just like with psychic phenomena or any other kind of paranormal phenomena. If you're aware of it, or if it's happened to you, it's more likely to happen to you again in the future. Or if you know somebody who's close to you who's had, say, a precognitive dream, you're more likely to have a precognitive dream yourself. So, you know, awareness, like begets like, which means that awareness of the fact that this is a special time is definitely the first step. And knowing that that's the case, I guess on the 21st, we should all be conducting ourselves in our highest possible self-image.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah,
Be
there we
retained
are.
on freedom.
Thank you, David. Exactly. That matches with that. And that's the whole basis and idea behind Brian Milky Way, and his whole message was always be the frequency you want to be. And if you do that every day, no matter what, you create and bring that energy into yourself. And so you don't have to worry about certain dates and energy. You'll always be the best version of yourself, no matter what's
Law of attraction.
Which is also why we should basically ignore this whole COVID situation, because, you know, most people would say that these are trying times and these are difficult times or whatever. But, you know, can you point to any era in human history when we haven't had a difficult time, when everything's been hunky-dory, when everybody's been rich, everybody's been healthy? No, you know, it's always been pretty crummy. But on the other hand, as Steve Pinker says, there's never been a better time to be alive. There's never been a more exciting time to be alive. Our lives are objectively richer, more fulfilling, more interesting, and easier, than people that lived just 20 years ago or 40 years ago. So we should basically appreciate what we do have instead of concentrating on all the things we don't have. Like, for example, the lockdowns we have right now in Germany and all that stuff. I would say, we should concentrate on the good things, concentrate on our community, our friendships that we have, because that ultimately is one of what I call the mind gems.
Yeah. So
Gratitude
Nick,
and gratitude.
I'd like you to
Gratitude.
chime in a little bit. You've been kind of quiet, so I'd like to hear from you.
I just don't want to talk over anybody, but
Oh yeah.
I agree completely with Sun Rabbit and the grid. It's more about the people. It's not about the crystals. It's about the people, and the crystals help transmit that frequency to other people, and the more people get on the same page, more or less, with their thoughts and what they do in life and stuff like that. And then, like Karen said, it doesn't have to be one of her crystals. It can be any crystal. All crystals, as long as it's natural, are, I think, linked together. And you use your intention. You broadcast it out there.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, because the crystals are used energetically for a focus of intent, right? Energetically. And the crystals do have power. Quartz crystals are piezoelectric. As soon as you apply pressure, they create a charge and you create an energetic cycle of energy within your own toroidal field and out into the universe. And so it's a wonderful tool and piece of Mother Nature energetically that matches with us, like, to use definitely and to focus and to be used for intent and purpose.
Sure. They are our assistants. They are our assistants and our friends. Yeah. Go ahead, Laurie.
A tool.
I'm sorry, I hate to keep interrupting, but
no, go ahead.
A perfect example is Marsha's rods of Ra and how that energy, because the first time I used those, I had that buzzing on my head, and it's like a static electric buzzing, and it was very trippy. But that's the energy you're talking about, right? Okay.
Yes.
Exactly. Yeah.
Her rod popped me out of my body, so that's
yeah, it's powerful.
So I was going to ask you, Karen, what if people don't have any crystals or anything like that? What can they do?
Like any crystals at all?
Yeah.
I can go outside and pick up a rock.
Yeah, grab a handful of sand.
Sand, rock, sand is crystal, sand is silica, it's quartz. Most rocks have quartz content, and quartzite, they all have quartz, or vibration in it, or even just a power object that they have of personal use of some sort that has their energy. Remember, it's about tying in, with their focus and intent to what's going on that date, and for themselves and their own personal journey and how they're going to journey and to progress through these changing times and all these energetic frequencies and vibrations that we're in, wanting to use for our benefit. So any power object that a person has personal ties to that can be used just for focus intent is good. I mean, really. But like I said, there's a special connection with quartz and silica and stones and rocks and, Mother Nature type of things, right?
I think this relates to grounding as well, which for most people evokes images of walking barefoot on the earth, and that's also beneficial, except that during the winter time this might not be a viable alternative, but you can connect to the ground through water, because your water tap the water comes from the ground. So when you take a shower, you're actually connecting to the ground, even, when you're inside your home and it's minus 20 degrees outside. So you don't have to necessarily walk barefoot. Sometimes just taking a shower could be enough to connect with the earth energy and to reharmonize your electron balance in your aura.
I agree.
Rainbow Phoenix in the chat room says that, and I happen to agree with her, and I'm sure Jules does too. Crystals are in our bodies. We are the crystals. So even if you don't have access to anything additional, it's your,
all about
as
here.
Karen was saying and David was saying, it's all about your thoughts. Use that third eye.
Mind power.
Connect, find a quiet place, connect, and put that thought out there, because we are part of Earth and we are made from those minerals and crystals.
Yeah, we're definitely crystalline in nature. We're carbon-based. We're the tetrahedron system, and we're our own antennas. That's why we're electromagnetic. We have our toroidal fields, which are electromagnetic, and that create that energy. And we're actually, senders and receivers of our whole reality, because the whole reality is based up about data and information, and time is just the actual transfer rate of that data information. And that's why right now with Planck's constants and different things, why it feels like time is speeding up, because it actually literally is, because our ability to absorb and transfer energy based on just data or information is increasing with speed. So we definitely are speeding up.
Yeah.
I also want to say that the artificial grid, okay, some people, for time's not speeding up. I think for some people, I think they're stuck in more or less a perceptual feedback loop, more or less. Okay, and if you, like Sun Rabbit says, your awareness is key. So if you build your awareness up, your time speeds up, everything speeds up around you, and you kind of can break free from that feedback loop, and you can start putting things into that feedback loop that everybody can benefit from, because I think we're all connected via, energy, mind, whatever the case may be, soul. I think
that's correct, Nick. That's why I said it's everybody's personal ability for their transfer rate of information as senders and receivers, and that has to do with your vibration and how high your vibration is or how low. You're right, your capacity for yourself as a sender and receiver. So if you keep a high positive vibration, then you're going to be able to send and receive a lot more data information. So so you're right. We have different realities of perception of time and our just reality, period. Like
if you think of it as yourself as a computer, right? You gotta keep upgrading, upgrade, and that's the flow of information. That's the awareness, and that's your upgrade.
Lots of patches over here. Lots of patches.
Yeah, there's
Patch
no
fixes.
there's no useless information. I don't think. I think all information is useful.
Well, I've experienced time slowing down, time speeding up, and I've experienced all types of different time warps throughout my life. So but I have noticed that sometimes it'll just seem like a week is like a day sometimes, or a day is like a week. So it's all about your perception for sure. Wow, this is absolutely some like sci-fi mind blowing, but it's real, We also have a card reading coming up from our friend Nina. So Laurie, would you like to go ahead and play that?
Absolutely will do that for you.
Thank you.
Hi there, Nina the Mystic here. Welcome to the Andromeda 7 show. I hope you guys are enjoying the message that you're getting today. In every story and every article, there's going to be a message. And I'm also going to be adding to that message today. I hope that Spirit has helped me pick out the right cards here for this show. I try not to do any research ahead of time. I'm leaving it up to Spirit as to what they want you to hear at this time, okay? So I hope it resonates. If it does, leave me some feedback, okay? I love to hear from you guys. And I'm just going to get going here. So if you are interested in a private reading, though, there will be some links in the description here, okay? And if you at all would like to leave me some, where are we at here? some little PayPal in my stocking. There'll be a link down below as well if you would like to do that. So I've already picked the cards here for you guys. Like I said, I don't know what your message is today, so I'm leaving this up to Spirit. Hopefully this will add to your message, add to the topic of today, okay, and help you in some way. So we got here from the Starseed deck, we got surrender to the sweetness. We've got to pay attention to the card as well, to the drawing. So sometimes there could be something in there that will resonate for you today. Something in there that you might pick up on that you know, that other people won't. So the message is, this is sensual, high feminine card. It is a call to surrender to the sweetness of life, to let the ever-abundant feminine take over, to taste the fruits you've been working so hard to grow, to let your sense take over and really drink in your life with wonder, to get intoxicated on the simple bounty that this planet has to offer and which you have within you when your well is full. I'm not going to go into all the rest of the stuff here, but I think that that's actually a really good card. And then the other one here from the Spirit from Message, it says reach out. We know you're reaching out right now for help due to current situation. Support as much about the physical. Support is as much about the physical act of accepting help when offered, as it is about the emotional benefits and learning that it's truly okay to accept support however it is presented to you. Okay, so I have a feeling that this has to do with accepting. Okay, this could be for you to reach out. This might be a good time for you to reach out, whether it is for you reaching out or somebody else is reaching out to you. Okay, and to accept the help that comes, because a lot of us have a problem accepting and you know, taking people up on it. Okay, and to surrender to the sweetness of life. Okay, reach out and surrender. That seems to be the message here for the Andromeda 7. I hope that resonates for you guys and that sort of helps at all with the topic at hand. And if you would like to know more, if you have any questions about me or what I do, please check out the links below. The easiest way to get a hold of me is probably to my webpage. Just go to the contact form and fill that out. It goes straight into my email, okay? Or if you're on Facebook, then just, you know, private message me on there, okay? And there's also links for Patreon and PayPal on both of those platforms, okay? So I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day, enjoy the rest of the show, and we'll talk to you soon. Okay, bye.
All right. Nina's awesome. Thank you, Nina. You're just absolutely. We appreciate you very much. I saw you on a Wayne Steiger show today on the Friday card reads. So if you guys are interested in the chat, every Friday Wayne Steiger does card reads, and it's very intriguing sometimes how the cycles go with those readings. It's very interesting, and the readers are amazing. So go check it out. We also have some messages from our panelist, Jules, the alchemist. So Jules, would you like to share some thoughts with us today?
Okay, guys, hello. Behind me is a map of the area I live in, and it's called at the top Gypsy Special. And where I live is out here in this area, and it's the Aboriginal birthing pools. It's Jasper, it's the supreme nurturer. So on my creek, it used to be a manganese mine, and it was called Queen Mary. So the earth is full of many rich minerals, and of course, so are we, as Karen and everyone's talked about. So what's happening is our transmitter and transformer, which is a nuclear radioactive, this is what's happening, the inner eye. That's what the symbol was on Jesus's cross. It was INRI, the inner eye. And that's what's being activated, our crystalline grid, which is our fascia, which is being activated at this present time, the membrane, and all water holds memory. And we're going into the age of Aquarius, which is, of course, a water bearer, and that's us. So today the poem I'm about to read is Venus, the planet of love, green malachite, copper 29, flexible and ductile, her name Aphrodite. APH rod it, we all do it this time. Twists and turns, expand, open our mind. Element, CU. Soft yet tough and strong. Malleable, yes, we all belong. Malachi, the messenger, means back and forth, all degrees of angles, rise, east, west, south, and north. There you go, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jules.
Thank you, Jules. And Trina, do you have something you'd like to share today?
What did you want me to share?
You know, Trina, I did see you have, it looked like you had a little bit of a download there from when you first came on, and I was curious about that. Did you have a little download?
You know, when you guys talk, I have them all the time. When Karen talks, I have them all the time. What I was really thinking about was Karen got me thinking about how she started the Crystalline Network over, 20, 30 years ago. And it was so funny because I didn't know Karen and I didn't know anything about that, but I was participating in activating the Crystalline Grid network of the new Earth. And it's so funny because it's like all those years ago, we were still connecting with thoughts and hearts' intentions of how can we make it a better world. So that's kind of was my biggest, was like, wow, some of us have been doing this for a long time and some of us have been doing this for a short time. But all of us being here together right now is the only time that matters, and we're doing it. So it's a beautiful thing.
Absolutely. In the now. Agreed.
Yep.
And Theresa, would you like to share any thoughts?
Well, I think it's a time, all these things coming together at once, just kind of wigging me out a little bit, because it's in a good way. In a good way, because it's like, wait a minute, huh? What? And it's a lot to take in, and so I'm absorbing it, and yet this convergence is happening, on Sunday and Monday, and I was talking to David Null a little bit about it at one point. I've talked to all of you, Jules. I'm getting different viewpoints from folks, and what it boils down to for me is it's all about that tapping into that self-transformation and that connection and wanting. We can do this anytime. We don't need a convergence to do this. We don't need, but it's just that it's like an extra, to me, it's an extra charge. It's all these things happening at one time for a reason, just like we've all been brought together for a reason in this program. It's why we've got a unity celebration coming up next week, as Brian Barnett's message keeps hitting me. And it keeps coming to me on a daily basis. Unity, unity, unity. It goes right with what Karen is saying. And so he's out there. He's already ascended, and he knows that it's a perfect time. The timing is just perfect for this. And the fellow that Karen met, who's met himself or has seen his timelines coming together, for him that might mean ascension. For him that might mean he's completed everything he's ever set out to do and all the timelines that he's ever set out to complete. And for him, this is a very special event because it might mean he's finally getting to go home, wherever he has decided home is. Whether it's in one of those other dimensions or somewhere in the astro within us. But for me, it's a very personal time of reflection. I mean, I haven't felt this kind of energy in a very long time. Well, I reflect daily. I know you all do too. But this is just an extra special. This is, such an outpouring. It's like the first time I ever got to know, who I was. When I first met myself and said, this is who I really am. This is another one of those aha moments where I feel it building up inside, and I think it's beautiful. And I think there's nothing to be concerned about. And the other thing is I resonate with nature. So to me, it's a matter of just making things even better and more beautiful and giving back to the earth and helping the earth to heal. That's what I'm about. It's not about me, me, I. I'm going to be, some goddess with all these powers and stuff like that. I mean, what's that going to get me? What's going to get me is the joy that I have every day when I take a walk and I interact with the animals and I go camping and, and if I had family and if I had children, it would be a special time for that too. Believe you me, I would make it a special day for them. So that's just to me, connecting with nature again and connecting with one another,
Can I say something?
Yeah, go for it, Jules.
Well, look at the word camping. You're connecting with nature. It's C, because I always use the letter C as to see, and there's the amp that follows it. So you're connecting. There's so many words that actually show you that we've been under that spell, that if you undid them, you would be free from it all the time.
Yeah. I mean, it would be really cool to be able to sit here and go, okay, everybody, I'll see you. Let's all go to Mexico tomorrow. I'll see you there. And everybody taps into that. And we all end up on a beach in Mexico. That would be really cool. Without having to have an electronic device that says, oh, I can see you in Mexico.
Let's go.
I could do it here. I can do it here.
They say we've done it before. So
yeah.
It's our original state is what you were just mentioning. So we're getting back to our original state in what seems to be. We were telekinetic. We were multidimensional. We didn't need spaceships to travel because we could just travel at the speed of thought and things like that. So it's all the rockets that are like the AI copy of, our organic technology, so to speak.
The artificial.
Yeah. Yes, exactly. So does anybody else have any last thoughts they would like to say?
Well, I'm kind of a numbers guy, and that kind of complements with what Jules came out with the thing for copper, whose element number is 29, and the classical platinum group metals being copper, silver, and gold. You take all those atomic numbers, 79 for gold, 47 for silver, and 29 for copper, and you subtract them, you get the number 3. Now, if you take the date, 21st of December 2020, and you write it down, that looks, at first sight like a number written in base 3, because the maximum number would be the number 2. So if you convert that number 21122020 into base 3, you get 5,568. So you have 2 5s and 68. I was born in 68. That's not significant, but a lot of news commentators and people like that are saying that we're seeing a repeat of 1968 with the riots and everything. So that could have some relation to that. But also there could be no relation at all. I don't know. But that's just the thoughts that went through my mind.
Yeah, I'd have to look it up out with astrology and the charts and go back and progress them and compare where the planets were during those 2 time frames. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's also strange. Yeah, I was born in 68, but 9/11 happened exactly 3 days before my 33rd birthday. Okay, so that's three instances of the number 3. And when I found my house where I live right now here in Germany, and measured it versus measured it from the place where I was born, the exact spot, it's exactly 333.0 kilometers.
What?
This does not happen by chance. You know, in other words, it must mean something. So I'm not saying it's related to the upcoming date, but I'm more or less throwing that out as a question, like what does that mean?
So have you guys, I think David Barry and I, we've been experiencing tones in our ears the past couple of weeks. I've been getting like these, it's not ringing, it's actual literally like music in my ears, and there's no radio, there's no nothing going. Has anyone else experienced that?
Most definitely.
Yeah, that's just been like, what is going on around here? There's definitely some stuff going down, and I think we're all very tapped into it, in tune to it. So,
like I said, we're all antennas, and we're all picking up different
frequencies.
And everything.
Barry Chad's been getting pressure headaches, I see, right?
Yeah.
Sorry. I think Barry Chad just commented about his pressure headaches that he's getting. See if he has any amethyst for that place for, you know, for the pressure where he's getting it, because the amethyst is, you know, for exactly for that, and for headaches and pressure and the third eye and the crown.
Yeah.
So he has the amethyst.
It would be very good, Barry, if you made some amethyst water. If you could just, especially with the moon, if you can make some moon amethyst water and drink a little bit of that, it really will help pain. I used that after my accident here when I moved to Tennessee, and I was healed in like 2 days. I had no bruises, no pain, nothing. So
I can suggest something too.
Go for it.
Rub your hands together and play and do cellular memory on that spot. Ask it to leave. You're the conduit. You can ask a lot to shift yourself. If you believe, it's all about knowing and your own intention. Like Karen said, it is certainly your intent. This is all about where your heart lies in your intention. So you're very powerful beings, and you can shift the energy of that pain. It can be gone just with your intent as well.
Yes, agreed. All right. Does anybody else have anything they would like to say before we go on to the announcements and the end of the show? Nick, maybe?
I just want to tell everybody that, and everybody out there in the chat, and just everybody in general, that it's very special to be around you guys and to have y'all in my life. I appreciate y'all. I appreciate everybody. That's it.
We appreciate you, Nick. We appreciate you, and much love to you.
You have to come back on, Nick. Come back on and tell us a story or tell us.
Anytime. Anytime.
Yeah, would love that.
Anytime.
Heck yeah. I think the feelings are mutual. Just feel the love.
We've been part of each other's lives for quite some time now. So,
yes, haven't we?
Family.
Unity, community.
We've got Dalibor in Germany, and we've got Jules over here in Australia. Karen's up in Canada, and oftentimes the Yukon. Right? So we had somebody. Oh, and Dave, you're over there in England, right?
In
Wales. I mean, there's a purpose behind this.
Actually, I was supposed to be in Czech Republic, except that because I was planning on moving back there, except that due to this whole COVID thing, I was unable to. I mean, I can't even cross the border. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
They open and close the borders on a whim, it seems.
Yeah. Well, just keep in mind in the chat room and spread the word, you know, over the next few days as we're feeling these sensations and these symptoms, it's all part of this. And once we come together, and Crystal will tell you in a minute about our show on Sunday, once we come together, I think you'll feel a release of some of these symptoms. And but it's really key to understand that this isn't just a local thing in America or where you are in your state. It's worldwide. And that connection, we have an opportunity here to really give it a boost, I think. And
unity, community.
Yeah,
I like that. Good one, Jules.
Community.
Yep.
And speaking of that, we are going to have a special, like Theresa was saying, on Sunday the 20th about the Grand Conjunction. We're going to come together and have a celebrate and connect and get some energy done. And so please do join us, everyone in the chat, and let your friends know and share this video and get that out there so we can have a really awesome, amazing experience together. It's going to be at 6 p.m. Western, and that's 8 o'clock Central and then 9 o'clock Eastern. So make sure you show up for that. We have some really awesome guests going to be joining us. I believe Wayne Steiger may be showing up for this.
Yeah.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
We'll have to see.
Midday.
We have
Midday in
David Knoll.
Australia, guys.
Robert V will be with us. David Knoll will be here. Yeah.
Oh, awesome.
Lots of friends coming.
Yeah. So we have a holiday special as well on the 28th, and we'll have 3 surprise guests if everything works out right. We are hoping that they show. And then, of course, we have right now the Cajun Queen. Lois over at Cajun Queen is an amazing channel. She does a read Monday through Friday. So go support her channel, subscribe, comment, and also donate to her food pantry. There'll be a link in her description, and I believe Laurie, there'll be a link in this one, right?
Correct. She's on the link, the community link, and I'm also showing it at the bottom of the screen for you folks. And Kelly and I have given to her food pantry, so I highly recommend you do that for her. Please support those people that need a good meal, especially this time of year.
Absolutely. Even if it's just $5. Could you imagine if we all just donated $5, all of us once? It would blow her mind. So yeah, get over there and give. And we have a couple of birthdays coming on the 21st. We have Bryson's birthday, which is Jules' son, on the 21st. And we have Kelly's birthday, Laurie's sister, on the 21st. So
Wow.
Right.
My son Bryson's birthday is on the 21st as well.
Really?
Oh,
He lives
I'm
in
sorry.
Tennessee, by the way.
I don't have my glasses on. I thought you were talking about Jules. I don't have my glasses on, so that's your son, Nick.
That's a weird coincidence.
Sorry.
Yes, it is.
I don't have my glasses on, so I can't see things. Because if I show you, if I put my glasses on, this is what you get.
Gotcha.
The shine and everything. So I apologize. But happy birthday to your son. How old is he going to be?
13.
Oh,
Right.
13.
Yeah.
Fun age right there. Fun age.
Yeah, he lives in your parts. He lives in Tennessee.
Oh, what?
Wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, that's awesome. Well, you guys, we have birthdays and grid connecting and connecting with each other. So please do join us for that. We would love to have you guys. And are there any other announcements, Theresa?
Yes, I put the website together. It's in a very baby stage. I don't have all the links in to all of our community sponsors and all of the people that we're trying to network, but I do have them listed in there in the website. So if you go to Andromeda 7 portal website, you'll see what we have so far. And it's under development, but you can still get valuable information from there. I'm going to link it to our Facebook page because we also have an Andromeda 7 Facebook page. And what I'll be posting there for you all are interesting videos that have been developed by our own Andromeda 7 members, but also important links to, we think, important information that the community might need to know. So we'll be putting some of that in there as well. And I'd like to personally thank a few folks that have been supporting us as we're getting up and running. Wayne Steiger, #1, and Robert, #2, of course.
Yep.
Not necessarily in that order. They've both been very supportive, but and giving us airtime to promote our program. But we also have 2 gentlemen, Rocky Suchy Sr. from Rocky Suchy Media, who allows us to talk about our program. And he was here tonight in chat. Thank you so much, Rocky brother. Love you.
Thank you, Rob.
Scotty Roberts. I mean, he's just like Theresa, he and Audrey Roden are in there every time we're in there, and they're like, paste your link to your show. And Audrey was here tonight too. So we want to get those guys involved a little bit more too. And Michelle Thompson, who couldn't be here tonight, she was supposed to be here. Want to come back as part of our panel. She's got some new stuff going on, so go check her Limitless You Facebook page, or just hook up with Michelle Thompson, send her a text message or something. So I know she wanted to be here tonight as well. But these folks are helping to build this community and make it stronger. And we're hoping to help them as well. And Rocky Suchy, He's got a lot of different programs and channels going on right now, so you don't want to miss his specials. He's got paranormal. He's got everything. And Scotty,
Yeah.
he's just a Renaissance guy, you know, from history and spirituality to, you know, daily occurrences and daily events. So all of these guys, they're part of my family. They're why I'm here. And
So,
yeah.
Theresa, I wanted to mention, thank you for the book. You guys, Mother Bella is with Rocky a lot. This book here is the Unveil Your Intuition workbook, connecting you with your higher self and spirit guides. Michelle, Mother Rella Piper, I highly, wait, which way did I go? I highly and hopefully,
building your, is that unlocking your intuition?
It's unveil your intuition.
Yeah, I'm hoping to have her on the program. Actually, we've been talking, and she's a wonderful resource. You'll see her on Rocky Stucci's at least one night a week, or during the day. Yeah, it's fantastic. So yeah,
really down to earth.
Come together. We're starting to build a network. We're starting to be able to play off of each other. So it's working out well.
You know, my one final thing I'd love to say is I keep asking, it's like, how could we really anchor this energy that we want to see on the planet come in? And they keep telling me, think about how good it would feel to win. Think about how good it would feel to feel the victory of it all coming together. All the work, the intentions, the prayers, the love, the focus.
I feel
all
it
of
coming.
it.
I feel that coming.
Feeling of winning.
I think I know what you're talking about without having to say it.
Yeah.
Well, I think we already have. We're just catching up with the timeline.
So I mean, we need to anchor it in, and we anchor it in with that feeling of the win, of that victory. However you see it, feel the victory.
Yeah,
feel it.
We are the champions.
Yeah.
And listen, Big Al, he's out there driving his truck down the road right now, and he's got a big old smile on his face right now. And he's wishing he could be in here, but he's in that loud Vienna. And he's just kidding. It's not loud, right, Al? Yeah, right. The roads are
I have a feeling that, you know, if this victory is imminent, if this victory comes to fruition, I have a feeling that this whole COVID thing goes away the next day, worldwide.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's my theory.
You know what's interesting? I keep seeing that, like, this transitional window we're in right now, it's a huge manifestation of what we're going to be producing. We're literally manifesting now what we're going to be seeing in the upcoming future. And I think that we're going to have a couple months of topsy-turvy through these transitioning windows. And for whatever reason, I think we're going to know a lot by March.
Oh yeah, like I said, Trina, you're right. The Saturn Jupiter conjunction only happens like it is every 20 years, which sets up your next 20-year cycle. So what happens on solstice, on the smaller cycle, definitely sets up the next 20 years.
Yep.
There's also similarities of 2020 to 1984, because in 1984 you had the same thing happen politically. You had a second-term president going up against a former vice president who was a Democrat. So that's a parallel there as well.
Yeah. Well, there's actually similarities to 2004, actually, financially and with the markets and just everything happening. It's really close to actually 2004 and what was happening then. And as a parallel,
Wow.
Yeah.
Come together. Right now.
We got to see everybody in here Sunday. That's going to be awesome. And we're doing it Sunday night because of our friends in Australia. They're already into their Monday.
Yes.
So they're already into the convergence. So we're going to celebrate on Sunday night. And look, there's other programs out there doing this, but you want to be here, right?
Yes, absolutely.
You want to be here with us.
Hang out with the A7
This is
crowd.
our family celebration,
Hang out with the OGs.
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
consciousness.
Well, we got to get Wayne, you know, maybe we can get him to sing a little bit. You know, that'd be pretty cool. No, just kidding.
Oh man, yeah, but he's got to wear the linen
David
wig.
and Wayne could do karaoke. Quite
There you go.
easily. Yeah.
Karaoke. Just being together and having that connection together Sunday, I think is gonna be very special. We need that break. We need a lift. You know, this is but intense. So, we love you guys. Love
Focus
you all.
on the win,
Love
and
you.
we will. We'll bring this in.
Yes.
All right.
High vibe. Focus on victory.
Yes.
Seeing beautiful things happen.
Ah, that's a beautiful
You too,
Laurie.
we
Put yourself
prevail.
back on there, Laurie.
All right, you guys. I want to thank everyone in the chat, and Big Al, I want to thank you and everyone that came tonight on the panel. I appreciate you guys showing up into my life. It means so much to me too. I feel that very deeply. I don't know if you can feel the energy radiating out of my hands, but it is flowing out so strong to each and every one of you. Guys, thank you for joining Andromeda Portal 7 tonight. We love you.
Thank you, everybody.
Everybody.
Much love. Thank you,
Much love,
everyone.
guys.
Thank you, panel.
Favorite
Best
dog.
of the best.
Bye.
Bye, Karen.
Bye, everybody.
Hey, Trina.
Karen, thanks so much,
Crystal.
Karen.
Hey, Dave.
You're welcome, everybody.
Everybody, I love you. Sun Rabbit.
Yep. Later.
Yay.
Later on.
Everybody.
Love,
Hey, Karen,
love.
I'm going to hook up that website link to the Crystal Netwotk website, too. We're going to connect with yours.
Love.
Oh, yes.
Yep.
Love is all you need.
There you go.
Sing it, Trina.
That's it.
What's that song? Have a little help from my friends.
All I need.
Yes.
That's it.
Y'all don't see your name there. Let me know if you want to be on this page.
They're playing
You
the
want to be
outro, so we're
LinkedIn.
muted. Like this big fancy outro with all their names, you know, show stuff and credits. And...
Yeah.
All right, everybody, I'm going to take off. Bye, everybody.
Bye, Karen.
Bye,
Love you.
Karen.
Love you
Bye,
guys.
Karen.
Bye,
Karen.
Bye.
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 See you back on your
Much
soon,
love,
Karen.
Soul Tribe.
Yeah, we're going to get more people in this network here and link it into Karen's, too. The Crystal Network.
Yes.
Absolutely.
So that's what I'm working on, are those links to get connected with her. And I got to get to David on that so we can add that piece in. Because let me tell you, she's got some really cool articles about this whole crystalline grid.
Told you.
She's got some videos out there. Queen of Quartz. What is it, David? Queen of Quartz.
Queen of Quartz at
That's how we do
NetSpectrum.
this.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's the email.
that's a long name.
That's the email address.
Yeah.
So what's really interesting is back in 1991, I had a really pretty profound thing that happened to me. And now I can see how everything, every moment was like this interwoven tapestry with you guys and everything that's going on right now. It's like I can see the universe stitching this tapestry coming together with me. Like it's profound. Yeah, it's profound.
You're all exactly where you need to be. Just at the right moment in time.
Sweet Mary. We got to get Mary Wins on here. She says, I wouldn't want to be anywhere else Sunday.
Yeah, Mary.
We have a slot. We have a card made for Mary. We have a slot. We just need to get her on. Yep.
That's so funny in the chat. Kelly said yes, Mary. I said Mary, yes. We opposite.
How funny. I love this tribe, guys. There's 33.
It's the best.
Love you too, Mary. Love you too.
Love you, Mary.
And Michelle, no matter where she is, she's tuned in. She could be driving a car. She could be in the store with her child in a car, in a cart. No matter where Michelle Cannon Free is, she's always in here.
And you know what, guys? Johan needs to share her Egypt trip for sure.
Yeah, it's like,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yes.
I'm trying to twist the arms
I've been
of
to
two of our
Egypt.
friends to get him in here.
I've visited the Great Pyramid. It was a weird experience. Nothing really profound, but it was definitely unusual.
Interesting. I'm fascinated.
Yeah, that was 2013. I managed to take pictures like of as many pictures as I could, but I wasn't able to take any pictures inside the Great Pyramid or inside the Egyptian Museum. But it was weird because
Say goodbye, everybody.
yep.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody. Much
Later.
love,
Bye.
favor always.